The Jetour T2 2025. A profound jump. The Jetour T2 has arisen as a convincing competitor in the SUV market, especially for those looking for a mix of toughness, present-day innovation, and worth. As we dig into the 2025 model, we'll investigate its different features, from its plan and execution to its highlights and market situating. Another type of SUV. The Jetour T2 addresses a takeoff from conventional SUVs, planning to encapsulate experience and investigation. It's intended to engage another age of drivers who esteem both presentation and something more significant, looking for a vehicle that can deal with the requests of day-to-day existence as well as rough terrain trips. The Jetour brand. Jetour, as a brand, has in short order earned respect for its emphasis on making vehicles that offer a convincing mix of elements, execution, and moderateness. With the T2, Jetour expects to additionally set its situation in the SUV section, displaying its capacity to deliver vehicles that are both skilled and refined. The T2's plan reasoning. The T2's plan reasoning spins around the idea of travel plus, accentuating the vehicle's capacity to upgrade the movement experience. This is reflected in its rough yet current styling, its open and agreeable inside, and its cutting-edge innovation highlights. Outside plan. Toughness meets advancement, anymore. The outside plan of the Jetour T2 is a concentrate in contrasts, mixing tough components with present-day styling signs. The outcome is a vehicle that looks both skilled and modern, prepared to handle any experience. Front belt. The front belt of the T2 is overwhelmed by a striking grille, which includes a noticeable Jetour logo. The headlights are smooth and present-day, integrating Drıve innovation for improved perceivability. The general impression is one of solidarity and certainty. Side profile. The side profile of the T2 is portrayed by areas of strength for its and strong bumpers. The vehicle's strategic position leeway and short shades indicate its rough terrain capacities. The accessible 20-inch wheels add to its athletic position. Backplan. The backplan of the T2 is perfect and cleaned up, with an emphasis on usefulness. The taillights are particular and effectively conspicuous, while the back guard is intended to give adequate insurance. By and large impression. Now, the outside plan of the Jetour T2 is an effective mix of roughness and innovation. A vehicle takes a gander at home on city roads and rough terrain trails. Interior plan. Solace and innovation. The inside of the Jetour T2 is intended to give an agreeable and associated insight for the two drivers and travelers. It's a space that is both practical and polished, with an emphasis on quality and meticulousness. Lodge space and solace. The T2 offers a roomy lodge, with adequate headroom and legroom for all tenants. The seats are intended to offer magnificent help and solace, even on lengthy excursions. The vehicle likewise offers a liberal measure of freight space, making it ideal for conveying stuff and baggage. Innovation and elements. The T2 is outfitted with a scope of cutting-edge innovation highlights, including an enormous touchscreen infotainment framework, a computerized instrument bunch, and an assortment of driver help frameworks. These highlights are intended to upgrade the driving experience and give added comfort and security. Materials and quality. The inside of the T2 is made from great materials, giving it a top-notch feel. The put-togetherness are phenomenal, and the general impression is one of refinement and tender, loving care. Execution and powertrain. The Jetour T2 is intended to convey a harmony between execution and effectiveness. Its powertrain choices are designed to give adequate power and force, while additionally offering sensible mileage. Motor choices. The T2 is accessible with a 2.0-liter turbocharged petroleum motor. This motor is intended to major areas of strength for give and responsiveness, making it appropriate for both on-street and rough terrain driving. Transmission. The T2 is outfitted with a 7-speed double-grasp programmed transmission. This transmission offers smooth and fast moves, improving the driving experience. Drivetrain. The T2 is accessible with an all-wheel drive framework. This framework gives improved foothold and strength, making it ideal for driving in different circumstances. Rough terrain capacities. The T2 is intended to be a skilled, rough terrain vehicle, with elements like strategic position freedom, short shades, and a high-level all-wheel drive framework. These elements permit it to handle various territories, from rock streets to rough paths. Security and driver help frameworks. The Jetour T2 is outfitted with a thorough setup of well-being and driver help frameworks. These frameworks are intended to assist with forestalling mishaps and safeguard tenants in case of an impact. Inactive security elements. The T2 incorporates a scope of uninvolved security highlights, for example, airbags, safety belts, and a solid body structure. These highlights are intended to limit wounds in case of an impact. Dynamic well-being highlights. The T2 is likewise furnished with an assortment of dynamic security highlights, for example, non-freezing stopping devices, electronic steadiness control, and footing control. These elements are intended to assist with keeping mishaps from happening in any case. Driver help frameworks. The T2 offers a scope of driver help frameworks, for example, path takeoff cautioning, vulnerable side checking, and versatile journey control. These frameworks are intended to make driving simpler and more secure. Trim levels and elements. The Jetour T2 is accessible in various trim levels, each offering an alternate mix of elements and hardware. Base model. The base model of the T2 offers a liberal degree of standard gear, including a touchscreen infotainment framework, a computerized instrument bunch, and an assortment of well-being highlights. Mid-reach models. The mid-range models of the T2 add extra elements, for example, cowhide situates, a sunroof, and updated sound frameworks. First-in-class model. The best-in-class model of the T2 offers the most thorough rundown of highlights, including progressed driver help frameworks, premium inside materials, and selective outside styling components. Market situating and contest. The Jetour T2 is situated in the serious SUV market, focusing on purchasers who are searching for a vehicle that offers a mix of toughness, innovation, and worth. Interest group. The T2's interest group incorporates people and families who are searching for a flexible vehicle that can deal with both day-to-day drives and end-of-the-week experiences. Contenders. The T2 contends with various SUVs in its fragment, including models from other Chinese brands as well as laid-out global automakers. Possession experience. The possession experience of the Jetour T2 is intended to be positive and bother-free. Guarantee and administration. Jetour offers a complete guarantee on the T2, giving inner harmony to proprietors. The organization likewise has a developing help organization, guaranteeing that proprietors can, without much of a stretch, access support and fixes. Local area and backing. Jetour is building a local area around its image, giving open doors to proprietors to interface with one another and share their encounters. The fate of the Jetour T2. The Jetour T2 is supposed to keep on developing before very long, with possible updates and improvements to its plan, innovation, and execution. Possible updates. Future updates to the T2 could incorporate new motor choices, refresh styling, and progressions in innovation and driver help frameworks. Market patterns. The T2 is strategically situated to gain by the developing interest for SUVs, especially those that offer a mix of roughness and refinement. The Jetour T2 is a convincing contribution in the SUV market, giving an extraordinary mix of roughness, current innovation, and worth. A vehicle's intended to speak to another age of drivers who are searching for a vehicle that can deal with both the requests of day-to-day existence and the call of experience. With its solid plan, proficient execution, and complete elements, the Jetour T2 is ready to have a massive effect on the SUV section. Point-by-point determinations. Motor result, strength, force, mileage, aspects, length, width, level, wheelbase, ground freedom, approach and flight points, freight limit, and so on. Definite element records for each trim level, including explicit innovations, inside and outside highlights, security frameworks, and so on.